What is going on, everybody? What's up? You know what time it is. Today's Friday, and you know what that means. Yes, 7-Figure Friday. What's up, guys? My name is Ryan McMorris. Welcome to another episode of 7-Figure Friday. I got my man, the myth, the legend, the rock star, the biceps, probably the fittest dude in the game. Okay, so if you fit and you're an entrepreneur, challenge him, okay? But be ready to lose. My man, Brian Fryer. What is up, dog?
Not much, man. Hey, appreciate you, man. Gosh, just grateful to be here. Excited to drop some wisdom bombs on everybody here today. I would encourage, if you don't have a pen and paper yet, grab one. First of all, just Ryan, I just want to say thanks, man. Appreciate all you guys are doing in your business and for others. You guys are serving the profession to the highest level. Just grateful to be here.
Yo, I'm thankful for you, man. So share this out, because guys, you would not want to not have your teams hear what we were about to talk about. We were even late getting on because we were having our own. We like, you know what, we gotta press play. We gotta press play because we were already just dropping nugget bombs. So if you're new to 7-Figure Friday, you've never seen two good looking guys like this in your newsfeed before, you may want to sit down, because it can happen. We know we did. You know, chances are we both have sweatpants on, but damn, you don't know that. I don't know. But what we do every single Friday is we bring on an absolute rock star, crushing it. You know, just they are doing it to the highest level that could possibly be happening in our industry, in our world. So say what's up, say hello. I'm going to bring out Brian. So if you don't know who Brian Fryer is, Coach Brian is what we refer him to, Coach B. This guy is just an absolute saint. I mean, he is just an amazing person, amazing dad, amazing husband, amazing coach, friend. I mean, this guy, and he just does it all. He is serving our community at the highest level. And I mean, when I met this dude, I mean, he just literally, he's the kind of guy you get around and he just, you know, you just smile. I don't even know if he's ever said a curse word before. He's just an all around. He's all around just awesome, dude. I love Brian. So, give him shout outs, give him some love. Go ahead and even say thank you for just blessing us with his time. So tell the audience, before we really get into kind of what we were talking about, let us know kind of, your background. I mean, he's an absolute social media. I don't even want to say guru. I want to say something like sorcerer. Just what he holds like a staff, like maybe I don't know if you like familiar with like Lord of the Rings, but typically when I see Brian, I think of like long hat, just staff of social media, beard, like him and Zuckerberg. He could have easily been the inventor of Facebook. That's how I look at Brian. So, so tell us your background, bro, because I know you have a lot of experience, you had a lot of success in network marketing when you guys were actively building a business, man. So fill us in on that, bro.
For sure. Well, I just want to say thanks again from the bottom of my heart, right, man. Appreciate you guys, all that you are doing. Love plugging into your live videos. I know you start doing these every single Friday. Love the value that you guys continue to bring and provide for all your viewers. So again, just grateful if you guys are following Ryan, of course. I mean, guys, plug into what this guy's doing, man. It's these guys are next level, and they're doing an absolute tremendous job in helping a lot of people in the network marketing profession find success, in many different ways to do so. So we're appreciative of all you guys are doing, Ryan, and just, man, you guys are rocking out. Grateful to be here again.
Follow your footsteps, man. Just in your footsteps, bro.
Let's do it. I think that I think it's really cool, man, and we're gonna have some fun here today. But I believe you and I are one and the same. We're just passionate guys. We've got families, we've got goals, we've got vision, we've got dreams. But I think what's at the core of our heart is the word that comes to mind is impact, and being able, serving other people and seeing how we can best help them. So that's really the core of what we do, and just grateful to be, I consider to be partners, on this mission of out there, helping folks, create freedom, create not only goals and visions, but making those become a reality. I think that's a big deal. So appreciate you having me on. Quick story, I guess. My background, a husband, a dad of 3 kids, number 4 on the way. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Grew up in Southern California, man. I'm a SoCal guy, born and raised Ventura, California. Just did the typical thing, went to high school, went to community college. There was one thing I was passionate about, and that was baseball. We'll probably talk a little bit about that today at some point, I'm sure. But was just I always had this goal, this dream of playing professional baseball. Fast forward the tape, was grateful to play 8 years professionally. Was just super, super awesome experience. In the midst of my baseball career was when we were actually introduced to network marketing. I had no clue what it was, what it stood for, how to build it, how to share it, how to do anything at that point. So after I retired from baseball, I jumped into the oil industry. Did that for many years, all while trying to figure out network marketing, which was crazy. Maybe many of you guys can relate, whether it was the oil industry job or just whatever other occupation you have. I mean, I was working away from my family, anywhere from 1, 2, 3 weeks at a time. We had just started a family at that point. We had our first daughter, and not seeing her every night, being away from my wife for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time, man, I was going nuts, working 16, 18-hour days. I was like, man, there's got to be a better way. We made the decision, look a little bit deeper into the network marketing profession, and I guess you could say the rest is history.
I like it, man. Dude, that's awesome, man. So part of that, I know, because I like taking like little bits and pieces from this stuff, man. So let's go the baseball route real quick. So you said you found network marketing in the midst of like your baseball career. I know for me, like I wish somebody would have told me about network marketing. So like, but I knew there was a lot of guys that I was playing with. So if you don't know this about me, I played 3.5 years of pro ball, and I had no idea about network marketing. I thought some of the guys that had money, I thought it was just signing bonus money. I was like, oh, wait, because in the morning, man, like especially in spring training, you go to practice, and then, some days you just got the day, and they go to the mall and they hang out, like, man, just the way my bank account's set up, this is, and I never knew a lot of these guys were in network marketing, man. So was it one of the players that introduced you to network marketing, or was it just someone that you just kind of came across it?
Yeah,
you just kind of find it?
Great question. So in the midst of my baseball career, about 3-4 years in, I've always been big into working out and stuff. I'm sure we'll probably talk about that today too, right? Okay. Yep. I gotta make sure, I always used to get teased by my fellow baseball guys, hey, coach, hey, Brian, what are you doing today? Biceps, tries, forearms again? You did those yesterday, you did those the day before that. I said, yeah, that's probably what it's going to be. No, but I unfortunately injured my back one off season in the midst of my career, and was trying to train hard, bulk up, prepare for the upcoming season. Long story short, a friend of a friend actually introduced me to a product that was nutritional based. Came in a big wine bottle looking thing, but it was some fruit juice that had some superpower kapow. And they said, it may or may not help you. I know you got a back injury. Long story short, took a couple bottles of that stuff, man. And I never felt better. And I was sold.
Man, that's awesome. So I guess that leads to another thing. Because you coach a lot of people, bro. And, I've seen, a lot of the people in your audience, and, we kind of share a similar audience with people. So I think that leads to something pretty serious there. Do you feel like more people can have success just introducing people to a product that may benefit them, rather than just always trying to just jam the business down someone's throat? Because what do you think it would have been different for you if someone would have approached you and said, hey, Brian, dude, we're going to get rich. We're going to make a lot of money. We're about to do this thing, bro. It's totally not a pyramid scheme, but we can get rich. So like, if someone would have approached you that way, do you feel like a lot of things may be different today?
100% agree. I probably definitely would not have been open to maybe looking at a business. At that point, I was 100% baseball, wasn't looking for other income opportunities. I was like, hey, I'm going to be in the show in a couple of years. What the heck does it matter? Right. We're gung-ho baseball. And I think that, and I'm a big proponent. We'll probably talk a little bit more about this. And even teaching, here we are, 9 years later after we found the network marketing profession is, I'm still a huge believer in the customer acquisition process. I believe that there's a lot of people out there, of course, they're probably looking for additional income streams, what have you. But we personally found all of our success leading with education, leading with potential benefits of a product versus pitching a business. That's my own personal preference. You may agree, you may disagree. For those watching, tuning in, it's all good. But I think that we're seeing a shift in network marketing where more and more people, especially wanting to use social media, are going that product educational style route.
Right. No, yeah. And I think that's huge. I mean, I think so many of us are, we're so like just laser focused on like reps, where we kind of forget the process. And a lot of us forget the process that we actually went through to actually get to where we are. So I think that's a big one, man, because I know you're like, just an absolute the go-to guy when it comes to building a network marketing business on social media. Obviously, over the last 15 years here, we've seen a tremendous shift in more and more people wanting to be entrepreneurs, and that could be a good and bad thing for social media. So what's like the number one thing that when you have like just influxes of people coming your way and they're saying, Brian, dude, they're coming to you just like bleeding, just like barely holding on, right? And they're saying, dude, help me. What's the thing that you see the most that you have to kind of like go in and repair when it comes to somebody's business?
That's a great question. And I'll answer that specifically, incorporating social media, for example, here. I think one of the coolest things about social media is that, if you're tuning in, if maybe you're brand new to network marketing, maybe you've been in a couple of years and you've had some ups, you've had some downs, maybe you've had a little bit of success. Maybe you're tuning in right now and you know what, you're crushing this thing. You're making, multiple 5-6 figures in your respective business. No matter where you fall, I think the coolest part about technology and social media is that no matter your past, no matter your level of results, no matter your experience, I personally believe that social media provides a level playing field for each and every one of us. If you are open and willing to dive in, to learn from guys like Ryan, you know what I'm saying? And really understand that social media can be a tool, a resource. I consider it a gift. I'm like waking up every day saying, Mark Zuckerberg, thank you so much for this free resource that I have, that I can actually invest in myself to learn how to use and go out there and build whatever the heck I want to build. If it's $1,000, $2,000 a month, I can do that. If I want to make multiple 6 figures to your respected opportunity business, we can do that. So one thing I love to instill in everybody that comes to me, Coach Fry, I've tried this. I've failed. I've done this. This is not working. This is not working. It's, hey, are you open to learning how to do things the right way? It really comes down to that simple question.
So is it more, would you say it's more of like, instead of learning new things, is it more of like unlearning bad things? Do you see that trend when it comes to like your clients and people that come to you for help?
I think that's a huge thing. I think that, I'm a huge advocate for the profession. I'm a huge advocate for helping network marketers just as you are, no matter where they fall, right? Whether they're new, had some success, no success, whatever it is. And I believe that, again, there is a lot of unlearning to do. I'm going to say that. I believe that over the course of the last 5 years, for example, lots of things have changed. This is nothing against companies. This is nothing against uplines or leaders, but I believe that today, August 4th, 2017, what worked 3, 4, 5 years ago, maybe for the leaders in your company who are maybe introduced to starting to use social media, things have done a 180. What used to work on social media 3, 4, 5 years ago most likely is not working today. And if we're not open and willing to learn, okay, I get it. Social media technology is ever evolving. Okay, but I will agree on the flip side of this that some foundational principles will always be the same. I call them concepts, right? One of the biggest concepts that I could share with your viewers here today is that relationships are still the forefront of success. Whether it's online, offline, doesn't matter. That's a concept in network marketing that's never going to go away. Just because we now have this really cool resource, this tool in social media from our smartphones or whatever, and we can build a business, on the go, that does not replace building relationships with people.
Right. No, you're 100%, man. Cannot. I mean, we got a chance to chat with Larry and Taylor this past couple weeks ago in Florida, man. And yeah, man. Oof, oh my goodness. Like, carry a notebook everywhere kind of stuff, right? But but I mean, it doesn't change. It doesn't change. So I think, and I've kind of found this with our clients too. I feel like people think that offline and online is just something, is they're just different, right? And I don't believe that. Me personally, I just don't believe it that they're different. I truly feel like they're the exact same thing. They're just, in two different senses. You know what I mean? Like they're really the same thing. They're the same way you communicate, the same way you would talk to someone. It doesn't change. It doesn't change the way you communicate. It just, kind of changes, kind of when and how you communicate, I guess.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
You're absolutely right. And I think it's important for everybody who's going to be tuning into this video. By the way, have you guys shared this broadcast yet? Oh my gosh, we're going to be, we're dropping some absolute wisdom bombs here. I encourage you guys, bottom left-hand corner, share this broadcast. I think that you bring up a valid point, Ryan. I think that, it's not either, I'm going to do it offline or I'm going to do it online. I believe that in today's world, I believe a combination of the two is amazing. I think that you should be open to it. I don't believe that one should be, negligent to the fact that they can only build offline, or I don't want to, anybody to think that they're negligent to, I can only build online. I believe a combination of the two are one and the same, but exactly like you said, the concepts and how to build a successful network marketing business, whether online or offline, have a lot of the same concepts and principles.
Yep. Yeah, right there, man, right there. And I think that, if you're watching this and you're kind of in that place where you struggle, because you may have that upline out there that's saying no social media, or like, do this on social media. At the end of the day, it doesn't come down to like, these exact scripts or whatever. Those help, of course. But at the end of the day, guys, I mean, if you can build a relationship, if you can build the better friendships you can build, I mean, that's where you're going to, because friends tell friends problems. And if you want to have an easier way to transition into, how to bring up your business or when to bring up your business or all that stuff, guess what? Would you consider that person a friend? I'm sure that if Brian asked on his Facebook Lives or anything, if he said, hey, Papa number one below, if you would consider me a friend, and all these thousands of people that you probably never met in person, right? They would probably consider this dude, a friend. Some people may say, "Oh, dude, you're my best friend," right? And that's the type of thing that makes a huge impact in your business. So, so when were you drafted out of high school?
Drafted as a senior in college, 2004. Yes, sir.
Okay. So senior in college. I know how that goes. The no leverage game, right?
Yeah, it was the strong push junior year. Didn't get an opportunity to saying, okay, I'm gonna prove you wrong. Come back senior year and blow it out of the water 3 times what I did the year before, and they had to take me.
Dude, that was the same way, man. I thought I was gonna get drafted my junior year. I was like, yes, I'm gonna get some money. We're gonna do this thing. I had no idea of entrepreneurship. I didn't have an entrepreneur bone in my body. I was baseball to the core. And Didn't happen the junior year. I said, you know what, whatever. I'm gonna come get me some money in my senior year. And they don't really offer a lot of seniors too much money.
they offer you a nice little shiny printout of a plane ticket to spring training.
That's pretty much it. Some cleats and a glove, and that's pretty much.
Hey, but you and I probably would agree, man. We're grateful for the opportunity. Lifelong dream of mine, I know, is probably yours as well.
Oh yeah. So I think I think let's bring up the topic of, like, as an athlete, obviously, we compete. I feel like the lessons that I learned in playing baseball, period, being a competitor, how do you feel like that transitions into being an entrepreneur these days?
Gosh, I think if you, for those tuning in, if you are an athlete, have an athletic type background, not saying that you can't be successful if you're not an athlete. That's not what we're saying. But I feel that there's a different mindset that an athlete has. One of those is that, as an athlete, our background proves and shows that we understand and value the importance of a coach, of a mentor, of something to plug into each and every day. Like that's how we were brought up. We always had a coach. We always had a mentor. We always had someone who was working out with us, who was, throwing us, soft toss, whatever. Hey, I'm going to go get some hacks in the cage. I'm going to go to the field. We got practice, whatever. I think that's a first and valid point. But here's one other huge concept that I really am grateful for in that playing baseball, and then obviously being a network marketing profession, is that in the game of baseball, you can relate this to any sport except maybe golf or any what's some other individual sports, I don't know. But the concept, I love preaching this message. The concept of team was instilled in me from a young age, right? Baseball, for example, right? You got 9 guys out on the diamond, right? Okay. It isn't just about the pitcher. It isn't just about the first baseman. It isn't just about, you need the effort of 9 individuals in order to succeed and get a W, right? In order to get a win. It takes, especially those 9 guys, plus, you got relief pitchers. You got also, long story short, network marketing is the same thing. One person, okay, tough to do it on your own. But when you gather folks who have the same vision, the same mindset, the same goals, the same work ethic, right? Amazing things can happen.
Yeah. So I like that. Dude. I love that. But so I know there's probably some people on here, because I feel like there's phases that you go through as an entrepreneur. Like the first phase, you're kind of like, dude, everyone's going to join me. Everyone's going to rock with me. And then you realize that they're not. And then you go through this phase of like, you know what? I can do this on my own. And I see people in that phase, and that's a phase where a lot of people can get stuck. So when someone comes to you, or you see somebody that's kind of in that zone of like, dude, I got this on my own, I'm the lone wolf, how do you help that person transition into understanding that, like, hey, it's okay to let some people go, but at the end of the day, you can't do this on your own?
Yeah, I think it's a really great question, and I think unfortunately we just as human beings are I don't want to say scared, but we're maybe timid to the fact to ask for help, to ask for mentorship, to actually proactively seek maybe someone who has gone before us and pick their brain or anything like that. But I think that separates those who have minimal success to those who have massive success. Is they approach their life, they approach their business, always seeking wisdom. And it's not wisdom from like your Aunt Sally, your Uncle Joe, who have never been in network marketing before. It's, you know what? It's you being real with yourself, sitting down and saying, what are my goals? What are my dreams? For example, hey, I want to be able to work from home. I want to build a network marketing business over the next 2 to 3 years, be making 6 figures per year. I can bring my wife, I can bring my husband home, right? Okay. Once you lay those things out, that was just an example. My next step for you would be find that exact person and jump into their damn back pocket and do as they do, say as they say. This is exactly what happened to us. 4 years of failure in network marketing. I don't want to say failure. 4 years of learning lessons, not making a single dollar in profit. Me realizing I was trying to do it my own way. I wasn't listening to anybody. I wasn't seeking personal development. I wasn't searching for wisdom. to me, connecting with an individual, one of my very first mentors, who had made over $9 million in network marketing, I said, you know what? He's got a pretty nice life. He's got an amazing wife. He's got 2 kids. He travels when he wants. He loves serving people. He's humble. I said, that's what I want to be. You know what I did? I jumped in his back pocket. I didn't bug him, but I jumped in his back pocket. I sought out wisdom. We ended up, long story short, working together. And I think the rest is history. So I think that's a very valid piece of wisdom I could share.
Oh, that's huge, man, because it makes me think back, when I was a rookie, I was fortunate enough not to get roomed with other rookies. I was one of the last guys there, and, something happened. And, so I ended up, my roommates, my rookie year, were both veteran guys. I mean, they were both over 30. And they literally just took me under their wing. And, it was funny. They taught me more off the field stuff than they taught me on the field stuff. And I think that translates so well into network marketing because when you're building your network marketing, guys, when you're building your network marketing business, the things that are going to build your business faster are the things that people don't see. Okay? Let me know if you would agree with this, but in my opinion, I think that the things that people don't see, the things that you're reading, the coaching calls that you're having outside, the things that aren't on social media, that aren't the things that you're just going to see broadcasted, those are the things that are going to make you the best network marketer and help you grow your best team. I know, Brian, he looks like an absolute slugger, but I was a defensive guy. I got drafted because I was fast and I was a defensive guy. I won 4 straight gold gloves because of the stuff after practice. You know what I mean? So what are you doing above and beyond what's required of you to show up to your team call, or above and beyond of what's required of you to just, talk to 5 people a day? It's what can you do above and beyond this, and who can you plug into? That's what I think, Brian's really telling you, get in somebody's back pocket. If they allow you in their back pocket, awesome. If you got to pay them, do it. There's a guy here in Amway. He used to take this dude out every month to coffee, lunch, dinner, whatever I had to do. And every time he would try to even, hey man, you want to get in Amway? I was like, nah. He would drop $1 million worth of nuggets on me that cost me a $50 meal. And I would let him get steak. I'd be, dude, just get whatever you want. And I'd get a soup, and I'd be like, man, I ate before I came over. And that's so awesome, bro. So I know somebody had some questions on time management. For time management for newbies, what's your biggest, and easiest, simplest time management, kind of trick, hack, whatever, to help someone move past some of the limiting beliefs that they may have, keeping them from getting some of the results they want?
For sure. A couple of time management tips I'd love to share with you guys. And these are simple. You can implement these immediately. I think these would really help you out. First and foremost is each and every night before you go to bed, plan out what you need to do tomorrow in order. Say the top 2 things, the top 4 things, the top 5 things in order of priority. I believe that is something that's really helped me stay, keep my clarity, keep my focus. What I've figured out, especially early on in our career, is that when I would just wake up and my day was not planned from the night before, I would wake up and immediately I felt behind, like I was playing catch up, right? Okay, and this is the recipe for disaster if you're in network marketing, or if you're trying to manage your time better in life, family, marriage, business, whatever. I think that's really important. So that's the first tip. Second tip would be, you got to be honest with yourself. Okay, write this down, whatever you need to do, and say, I am going to work my business 2 hours per day, or 4 hours per day, or 30 minutes per day, or whatever that is. So now you can associate your time block with how many hours you're willing to invest in your business. Now, right? So that you've got that, and now you've got your prioritized list of what you're going to do that next day. It should be very simple. Last little bonus tip I'll share with you is, I'm sure everybody watching has possibly one of these. If you don't have one of these, I'm sure you can go to the dollar store and go pick yourself up a timer. Okay.
Yes.
Start timing yourself. So if you, for example, are saying, okay, I'm going to do a Facebook Live tomorrow, and you know what? On my list here, number one is write out my outline, write out my notes. How much time are you going to allot to do that? I'll tell you what, when I first started, I didn't do this, and I'd be sitting there an hour later writing notes because I got sidetracked and, squirrel syndrome. And then next thing you know, it's like, gosh, it's an hour and a half later. I don't even have notes, and I still haven't even done the live yet. What's going on here? So if you can set, 10, 15 minutes, I'm gonna drown out my my outline for my Facebook Live. You know what I'm saying? So using a timer for your activities would be really helpful.
Dude, those 3 tips, I'm telling you, are absolute gold. And guys, one thing about this timer deal, it trains you to compete against yourself. Okay. And it also gets your brain going, because as soon as you get that timer, as soon as you for anybody that's out there that's I'm trying to blog, because I do think that if you want to dominate something, you should probably be blogging. Now you may not be on here looking to dominate something, but if you are here and you say, you know what, I want to dominate something, chances are you need to be blogging. I would actually set a timer for 15 minutes, and I get as much, go do something else for 15 minutes, then come back. The ideas that I had in that other 15 minutes made everything else way better. Okay, because a lot of us get in this block, right? And then, we can't think. And so that's what makes us sit there for an hour and a half instead of just going to do something else. And typically you have your best ideas doing something else, come right back, timer's on, you start competing with yourself. You start building this muscle up where, a lot now, I don't use a timer that much anymore where, just because I'm really quick with my 15 minutes now. So you can actually train yourself to get really good at this. So, in that first tip you gave, I want to kind of say something on that too. When you wake up and feel behind, who has ever caught up? You never catch up. I'm saying, when you wake up and you feel behind, I can vouch, every person on here watching this replay live, you've never said to yourself, oh shit, I feel behind. And then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I caught up. Good for me. You'll never catch up. So understand that if you're prepared before you wake up, you'll never get behind. Okay. So those are gold right there. So if you have questions for Brian, we're gonna kind of wrap up and we'll chat a little bit. So if you have questions specifically for Brian, let us know your questions. We can kind of see. We'll pop up here. We'll do live Q&A for a few minutes. But I know one question that came from, he's one of our VIP clients. He asked this question. I do want to get this question out for him, man. He's at 5 figures. He's doing the thing. He's looking to scale to 6 figures. I'm a big proponent on really the hardest thing to do in network marketing is to make $1,000 a month. Because after that, it's all about scaling. So when it comes to that person that's on here, maybe they're not even at that $1,000 a month. So we may kind of break this up. If you're at a place where you're not at $1,000 a month, what are your biggest tips to getting someone to $1,000 a month? And if they're past that, scaling, what's your view on that?
For sure. I think that there's lots of folks out there in network marketing who are not quite yet to the $1,000 a mark yet. And I believe, this is going to come down to one word. It's going to come down to hustle. I think that if you're open and willing to obviously invest the time, learn, educate yourself, the bottom line is, I believe each and every one of you who are watching this, no matter your level of success, but I want to specifically talk to those of you who are maybe earning $1,000 or less and you want to get over that hump. This comes down to hustle. My question to you is, how bad do you really want it? You know what I'm saying? And don't just say, well, Coach Fryer, I want it bad. I want you to sit there and write down a couple of things like, what is that $1,000 a month going to do for you and your family? Is that going to help you eliminate some credit card debt? Is that going to allow you to take your family on an extra vacation per year? Is that going to allow you to, actually splurge a little bit and get some extra groceries next time? I don't know what you're going through. I don't know where you're at right now. But you know what? If you want it bad enough, you need to get out there and hustle. You need to plug into what Ryan is teaching you guys here and really take it to heart. And most importantly, don't just sit there and take notes, okay? Results come in the form of implementation. If we're not implementing what we are learning, we've completely missed the mark. So that would be my simple suggestion to get to $1,000. For those of you who are maybe earning more than $1,000, I would do this. One simple tip would be I would find more effective ways to leverage my time. I think one of the biggest reasons why I see a lot of leaders, and when I say that, I mean, maybe you're earning 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, per month, somewhere in that realm, is it's very easy to get sucked in to devoting like 90% of your time to your team. Right? I got to do a team training. I got to do a team call. I got to do a team this. I got to create this document. I got to create this. Right? Okay. And we actually lose sight of what got you there in the first place. And that was out there hustling, showing the product, showing the opportunity, having conversations with new people every single day. Most leaders fall into the trap of now, well, I'm making $5,000, $10,000 a month. And I'm just going to kind of let the team kind of duplicate, and they fall exactly into that management mode versus hustle mode, which got you to where you are in the first place.
Right. So you're saying, stay in hustle mode, but also you got to look for places to leverage yourself, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, one of the things that we teach our clients is 80% of your time, no matter your income level, no matter your experience, no matter your level of success, 80% of your time should be prospecting and recruiting, marketing, right? Yeah. Generating new leads, having new conversations, talking to new people, exposing product service opportunity to as many folks as you can, and 20% of your time devoted to team activities. This is going to do a few things. This is going to help set the bar, set the pace for your team. You're not only preaching this message, but guess what? You're actually doing it yourself.
Yes, I like that, man. That's heavy. So, guys, I think that, it's so, your team is going to duplicate what you do. You know what I mean? If you're not going to the events, guess what? They will not go. If you're not out there talking to new people, why should they be going out there talking to new people? You've got to pretty much double what you want your team to do. That's just kind of how it literally works. Distance. I think that's just kind of what it is. And I think that social media has kind of given us this, maybe this kind of like false impression of like work ethic, because I think that it's kind of been like a microwave for us now. Whereas, I still stick to like this 5 and 10 year plan. Whereas I see a lot of us are kind of drifting to this, like, hey, how can I do this in 3 months? And a lot of times that doesn't give you the stability that you really want, where most of us do this so we don't have to, have a retirement. We don't need a 401k because, we have a business that works for us. But understand that, you have to continue on a certain path, or it's just not going to work for you. So, kind of touch on that for a second, man. When you got a new person come in, they're kind of, who knows where they are in their head, right? How do you get that person that's kind of stuck in the microwave of success patterns and get them to start thinking long term?
Absolutely. I think that a simple answer to that would be, suggesting to those people a couple of great personal development books, audios, something of that nature. I'll tell you this. One of the most influential books for me when I first started was Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. It's one of those, it was, I believe, the second book I ever read. And I wasn't a big reader, by the way. When I first got introduced to this profession, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie was my first read. Rich Dad Poor Dad was my second read. And I credit Rich Dad Poor Dad to really helping me understand, have a better mindset in terms of, say a short-term safe, we're just going to, play it safe type of mentality versus that long-term mentality and what's possible. Here's the deal, is that I believe that there is potential in each and every one of you, but unless you get outside that comfort zone, challenge yourself each and every day, start thinking bigger, playing bigger, right? Hustling bigger, right? It's not going to become a reality, or it may not even seem like it can become a reality. So I think that's really, really important.
That's heavy, man. Another question, and guys, if you have questions, feel free to pop your questions below, and we'll get these. We'll knock out your questions. And I would definitely highly encourage you that if you don't have a coach right now, treat this like a quick coaching call. If you had one question to ask Brian, I mean, get it out now. I'm a huge advocate for like the poor and the middle class never have things like, and the wealthy, the truly wealthy, the rich-minded person is always seeking knowledge. So, I mean, just kind of let that, and if that's kind of hitting you, we got another client. He's actually one of our VIP clients too.
Smart.
Yep. This dude, he's got some. I guess he's got new product. He's kind of out there. He's building his network marketing business, but more people wanted to hire him as a coach. At the time, so he's got some new clients coming his way, and I know he wants to get his stuff in front of people that are leaders already. He's trying to build relationships, but I guess he's just having a little bit of trouble getting in front of the higher quality person that he wants to get in front of, to even take a look at what he's got going on, because I know he knows he can help. It's probably more or less the old school leader that needs some help using the internet. What were yours? Because I know you probably get seeked out by people that are like, on all levels now. But when you were kind of on that up and coming kind of push, in order to get in front of leaders that were probably, they could already be in seven figures, right? But they needed your help. Was there a specific way that you just kind of like nudged your way into their circle or their line of sight? Do you have any advice for that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a phenomenal question, by the way. And I think that the simple answer is that's not going to happen overnight. That will come with time. That will come with trust. I think that's first and foremost really important to understand. A couple of things we've learned in our journey is that our level of commitment to continue to learn and grow has been a direct reflection in the content that we continue to provide, the value and the services that we continue to provide. 2 years ago, when we made the decision to go into, seeing how we can best serve the network marketing profession, decided to hang up our boots in terms of building and go into the coaching and training space. We had some big goals. We had a big vision, and we knew that, right off the bat, we had credibility of being successful in network marketing using social media, but that didn't necessarily mean that, top leaders in network marketing were all of a sudden going to seek us out and want to learn what we did. We had to start somewhere. So some things that really helped us along in the process was staying committed to personal development, for us not to get complacent or comfortable in thinking that maybe we know it all, but always being able to continue to learn. Second tip is that we keep everything generic. Okay, with the idea of pumping out content, the biggest red flag a lot of leaders and stuff have out there is this coach, is this trainer trying to back end my team and get them to join something else? You know what I'm saying? it's a real life thing. So the more transparent upfront we can be, the more trust and rapport we can build with those folks. And then lastly, I'll just say this, is that I don't think the target market, for example, should necessarily start off with, I want to attract the 7-figure earners. I think that's a great goal. That's a great vision. But you know what? It's a stair-step process to get there.
Yeah. And if you're in that place, I was thinking that like on, like, you don't necessarily have to go out and look for leaders with leadership qualities, but a lot of times leaders are pretty happy, with what they got going on. You know what I mean? I don't think that there's really anything that you can do to say, you know what, you're right. Like, I need to, change some stuff up. Most leaders aren't in a position where they want someone coming to them and saying like, hey, you need to improve this. Most leaders that seek out mentorship or seek out coaching, I mean, they typically just find the person that, resonates with them and that they're drawn to you. So I think a big thing would ask yourself, well, who do I have to become? What type of presence do I have to create online or even offline for that matter? What type of presence do I need to create to attract that person to me, that person would say, you know what, maybe this person can help me? Because most leaders, it's not just you kind of, tapping on their shoulder. They got all sorts of people tapping on their shoulder. So they probably automatically are thinking like, okay, like this is just another one, right? But in terms of network, I would rather develop leaders within. You can take a book. I heard Ray say something at one of his last events that was huge. Guys, let's stop comparing ourselves to other companies or even other network marketers. Let's start comparing ourselves to like Fortune 500, Fortune 5,000 companies and what they do. And one of the things that Fortune 500, 5,000 companies do well is typically you'll see the ones that do well promote from within. You know what I mean? There's all sorts of stories out there. Even Apple, when they started going outside of the Apple world and started hiring people from Coke, and they started, who does this? And Apple took a dip. And then when Apple went back to its roots and started really, promoting from within, same thing in your network marketing company. Guys, chances are you already have the leaders that you're looking for are inside of your organization. But how can you provide the environment? Not you're not the environment, but how can you provide the environment that someone can actually grow? That's huge. And that's probably another training on itself.
Hey man, dude, that's some bomb wisdom right there, buddy.
So, so if you have questions, let us know. We'll answer this last one. If you don't have questions, we'll wrap up. Just curious, dude. So who were you drafted by?
San Diego Padres.
Nice. And that was in 2004, right?
2004, yes, sir.
Okay. So all the Padres, all my class Padres, we're probably a little different. Because I was in 2000. I was in 2009.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but were you with the same organization for 8 years?
No, I was only with them for 3.
Okay.
And then it was released, and then found independent ball and played all over the country for the next 5 years.
We know how that goes, man. Independent ball, man. That's you know what, man. I probably had more fun playing independent baseball.
It was a lot of fun. Not as much pressure, but it was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun, man. So what league did you play in?
Gosh, American Association was the big one. That's where I spent a lot of my time. I was stationed in Fort Worth for three of those 5 years with the Cats.
Yep. Yeah, that's what's up. I played 3 years in Gary, man.
Okay.
About 2.5 years in Gary, and it was good
Atlantic
stuff.
League, I think. Was Gary in the Atlantic League or?
They were in the American Association too.
Yeah.
Yep. And the Atlantic, so like the Atlantic League was like the big boy, like those are a lot of pro guys, the big league guys are playing there, and I almost got traded over there, man. So it was kind of big stuff. So Cindy is asking kind of a complex question here. I guess she's really asking for the people that she's, I guess, reaching out to locally, would she still go the traditional network marketing business? Or so she's saying, how would you introduce the business opportunity in an environment of networking for traditional business in a city or your own local town, for example? Would you still lead with product? How would you introduce yourself?
Well, absolutely. That's a great question. Cindy, is that her name?
Yep.
Cindy, great question, Cindy. I think this is just gonna get back to this. May sound kind of very simple. This may sound very generic, but I think people are always asking different ways on how to recruit better, how to become a better recruiter, how to recruit people over here, introduce people over here. I think that the backbone of recruiting is simply conversation. being a good communicator, really understanding that if you can, instead of building up that anticipation or anxiety or fear or whatever in talking to someone and wanting to approach them about your business, take a different perspective. Just have a cool, calm, casual conversation and get really good at just asking some simple questions. We talk about form approach all the time, family, occupation, recreation, motive. That's a great formula to follow. It doesn't have to be like, clear cut, cookie cutter, FORM. Let's be casual. Let's have some fun about this.
Right.
But, a simple question I learned from my good buddy Rob Sperry last week. He says, maybe when you're talking about work or their business, hey, what occupies your time when you're not working? What occupies your time when you're not stuck at the office 12 hours a day? See, those are business related questions to where those people are going to want to just tell you all about it, right? Well, I mean, gosh, I'm at the office 12 hours a day, but I mean, even when I'm home, I'm sitting here thinking about my business, thinking about our finances, thinking about this, boom, 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 red lights, right? Flashing, opportunity to possibly share.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. So we're gonna wrap it up. We gotta run, guys. This man, we were only supposed to go for like 30 minutes. We ended up going for like a damn hour.
Oh, good, man. Hope you guys got value.
So if you did get value, type the word value in the comment section just to let us know if you got value. Brian, where can we find more of you? Is there anything that you got going on right now? Anything that you're promoting? I know you have a new group I've kind of seen you promoting. So tell us a little bit about that before we rock and roll on this Friday, man. Tell us more about what you got going on, where we can find you if people want to hook up with you. So where's what we got going on?
For sure. Appreciate you asking. We've got lots of resources, but the one I'd love to share is just a free one. Something really, really cool we created. You may or may not have seen us going hog wild with this, Ryan, as of late, but we have created what we call the Social Impactor movement. And what we created is an absolutely free Facebook group. It's called Social Impactors. Socialimpactorcommunity.com is where you can find it. It'll direct you right to the free Facebook link. Absolutely free link. This is a no pitch, no spam, no hassle type of community. It's only 3 weeks old. It's already grown to over 1,000 members just by word of mouth. What's the basis? What's the premise of this? Well, we believe, as you do as well, Ryan, that there's so many network marketers out there starving for information. When it comes to wanting to learn the basics and really have a better understanding of how to use social media properly to grow their respected business. This is a community that's definitely not driven by me. This is driven by its members. So, whether you're just getting started or whether you feel maybe you've got some value that you can provide to the community, a tip here, a tip there, and share and interact and what have you, it'd be a great opportunity for you to plug in there, share it with your teams, what have you. Again, just a free Facebook community where it is community driven, where we feel we are, what's the right word? We are bringing up, we are introducing the Social Impactor movement, what that stands for. And a lot of folks have been attracted to this movement. And so we're excited to be able to make a positive impact in the profession.
That's awesome. So you said socialimpactorcommunity.com?
Impactor, yes. It's Impactor is TER. I had someone question me that last week. They're like, social impactor with TOR. I was like, no. Go find the definition of impactor, TOR, what that really means. That's not what we want to be. We want to be an impactor of people. Social impactor community.
Yeah, it's two different things. If you're an impactor, I mean, you're getting crushed.
Right now, we don't want to crush people. We want to create impact in their life in a positive manner. Yes.
That's awesome, dude. So thank you, man. We appreciate you guys. We got calls, but reach out to Brian. Say thank you just for giving us our time and so much knowledge. He should probably send us an invoice, but I don't know if he will. I'll take the bill for this one.
I actually sent it right over before we started, so we should be good.
Okay. So it's already in my email. Bro. I don't do it after. I do it in the front.
Man, I appreciate the invite. I really appreciate all you guys are doing for the profession, man. I consider us partners in this journey, really doing our best to pour and serve into all those who are tuning in, watching, educating them, helping them be successful. So we're just grateful for all you guys are doing, man.
Man, appreciate it, brother. Have a friend. We'll catch up, and then we'll do dinner next time. Are you gonna be in Florida next month?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Dinner on us, bro. And we got a beach mastermind too, bro. So let's hook up.
Let's do that. Fill me in.
Have a good day, bro.
Thanks so much. See ya.